Hi, this is Nelson Ranch again. So that was fast. It's almost as soon as the championship meeting was over, they, the champions meeting was over, they announced the next one. So the next one is the October one. It's the Libra Cup, the Libra Cup. And it's on the Hanshin Race Track. It's grass, 1600 meters, right turns. Constantly talking. So it's the Hanshin Race Track, grass, 1600 meters, right turn, autumn, cloudy, and good condition. It starts on October 11th at noon. That's when you can choose which league you want to enter. And round one starts on October 14th. So there it is. The championship meeting, Libra Cup, is now up and running. So the Hanshin Racetrack at 1600 meters has a bonus to speed from power stat, but I'm sure almost everybody's going to get their power to like 1200, so that's really not going to matter. And this is a racetrack in which the standard acceleration skills will apply. So angling, scheming for runners, that's anabolic for betweeners and chasers. Dober's regular Dober's skill is not going to proc at the right moment. It's going to happen way earlier, so don't use that. And I think this is actually interesting. The new skill from SSR Daiichi Ruby, so not this girl, but this skill here, is designed in such a way so that if the Mejiro Ryan skill procs, then this skill will proc along with it. And so it will proc at the right moment at max power. So this would be a nice skill to have. There's one major problem, and that problem is that this is a power card. And as of this moment, whether you're doing a guts build and make a new track, as people used to, or whether you're doing a speed intelligence build, as they're doing now in Grand Life, there's no place for power cards. So they probably made this skill this attractive because they want people to use the power card. The devs want people to use the power card. So, well, who knows? Anyway, there's also the random acceleration skills such as Gokyaku from SSR Oguri Cap or from Grass Wonder. So I'll show you those. So this skill here is what I'm talking about. Gokyak, you can get that from Oguri Cap, which I'm not going to use because it's a power card as well. But if it's a guts card, there's a possibility that you can use it, right? If you're doing a guts build on Make a New Track. There is also the Norikai Jozu if you are a betweener. Norikai Jozu comes from either Nice Nature. Okay, I think I have a copy of Nice Nature at level 30 somewhere. And I can't find it. Weird. Well, you can get it from the Guts version of Winning Ticket. Norikai Jozu, this skill here. Oh, here it is. Right. This is the intelligence card, so you can get it from Nice Nature here. There's also Nonstop Girl. That skill is the one that's being used a lot these days from Yukino Bijin. But anyway, yeah, so there's a bunch of these skills. I think Power SSR Daiwa Scarlet, not the welfare one, but the gacha version, also does a gold acceleration skill for leaders. So there you go, right? Probably the best bet is Gokyaku, this one here for the mile. Gokyaku is strong and it lasts the longest of the. It lasts longer than the Norikai Jozu, so than the betweener version. So this one's better. So if you're a betweener or a chaser, you want this. All right. Now, if you actually look at the required stamina for this, so if you're doing 1600, stamina 500, power 1200, guts 800, intelligence 1100. Oh, you'll have enough stamina. That's if you're gonna get the Senko, the leaders use the most stamina, and even then they can it's barely, but they can do it. So if this is doable, then people will probably do Grand Live, and they'll aim for this kind of stat: 1600, 500, 1200, 1000, 1200. I really doubt that they're gonna get 1000 guts. They're probably gonna get something like 1550, 500, 1150, 800, 1100. That's my guess. But they might get 1600 and 1200 power. So this would be the speed intelligence deck. It's very doable. I have done it as well. And because I personally want to use Mejiro Palmer, this character here, uh, and she's my favorite runner, so you can tell that I've actually pumped in as many of the books as possible in here. So because I want Mejiro Palmer to be able to run this, despite the fact that she's mile F, mile F is bad. Despite the fact that she's mile F, I'm probably going to try and see if I can get this to mile S. This means that when I start off, it's going to be mile B, and I have to basically wait for 2 inherits. So I have to get, at least 10 mile from Saigon Sky for sure, because Saigon Sky is going to give the acceleration for runners. And I'm probably going to use what's her name, El Condor Pasa, because El Condor Pasa will also give acceleration once I hit the straight line, and it's not that far away. So every little bit is going to help me, and I'm going to do Onige with her because she's my favorite runner. So I'm gonna try. All right, now if you want to do someone in the back, whoa, hang on 1 second. The TV went on. My bad there. So if I want to run Mejiro Dober, who I have heard actually good things about for this. People already said that she's going to be very good, because this skill here basically gets her fast, and then so she enters the acceleration phase at a faster speed. And then if an acceleration like Mejiro Ryan's acceleration kicks in, then she's going to, go forward fast. And if I can get Daichi Ruby's acceleration on top of that, then I'll be golden. So I could probably do Mejiro Dolber. She has a bonus to speed, and that really helps as well. So I could do Mejiro Dolber either in Grand Live, or the other option is because she is a betweener, I could do her in Make a New Track. Make a new track. If you do it, you have to do it in a guts build, because 600 guts basically is equivalent to about 100 speed. So, the max stats that you're looking for is like 1200, 600, 1200, 1200, 1200. This is like the make a new tracks guts build that you can get. More likely is that, you're going to hit that, max speed of 1200, but your stamina is going to be like 500, your power is going to be like 1100, your guts would be like 1150, and your intelligence would be like 800. This is my guess, okay? Now, the interesting thing is if you use speed inherits, or if you use Narita Top Road, then speed will get a boost that Grand Live can't provide. Like if you're doing Grand Live, you can't put your inherits in speed. You're going to put all your inherits in guts, so that your guts basically goes up to 800, 1000. That's what you're aiming for. But if you put, your inherits in speed, then I think if all the inherits basically go off, like if you put like 9 inherits, so like half of your characters, half of your parents and grandparents are in speed, then your speed cap increases from like 1200 to 1300. And then if you use Narita Top Road has that bonus to speed that you're not going to use when you do Grand Live, because frankly speaking, Narita Top Road is going to suck if you actually use her in Grand Live. So, uh, but then again, if you do a guts build, then there's really no choice to use. There's really no space to use Ruby, so it will be something like 4 guts card, 1 throne card that in my case I have, and then one either Narita Top Road or Ruby or Fine Motion. I don't know who, but one of the three, and then you get this stat, and then you can compete against people who do this, 1600, 500, 1200, 1000, 1200. Believe it or not, well, maybe not the 1000, but you can definitely compete with this, people whose guts are only around 800, because guts 1200 gives you that advantage of about, well, maybe not 100 speed, but if you have 400 more speed, about like 80 speed. So you have advantage about 80 speed, and then on top of that, if you have Narita Top Pro that people aren't going to use when they do Grand Live, this is because Narita Top Pro's character, well, support card, is designed in such a way so that uh, I got a single copy of Narita Top Pro. Can't use the card though. Where is she? Mm, it's in here somewhere. Here it is. She basically increases her training uh, uh, bonus by having a number of fans. So if you have 200,000 fans, you get training 20. Um, so if your training numbers are low, you're not going to, the speed isn't going to go up. So that's why you want this to go up. Power up, like I can't use this single car. But yeah, the skill is very powerful, and in Make a New Track, you hit that number of fans real quick because you're running all these races. But in Grand Live, you barely run any races, so Narita Top Road is basically effectively handicapped, is crippled, and can't do what she's able to do, and so people won't be using Narita Top Road in Grand Live. So Narita Top Road's 60 bonus to speed plus the 80 bonus to speed from guts. That's a total of 140 bonus. That basically brings it back up to par with people who are doing Grand Live, even if they're going at speed 1600, 1550. So it's actually quite doable. And the skills that you get in Grand Live, uh, the skills that drop from Grand Line is actually pretty low, so you're completely reliant upon your support cards for that. Whereas if you run Make a New Track, you get a whole variety of skills, so there's that advantage. Now, in terms of the ability to buy those skills, Grand Live has the advantage there. So it's going to be different. Uh, the advantage and disadvantages exist in both. Now, what I want to say here is that from the previous championship meeting, we now know that you can actually win championship meetings even if you do Make a New Track. If your Make a New Track characters are good, especially if you do a guts build. So do I want to do that? I don't know. All right, it's really tough call. This is a mile, so if you're doing a guts build, where that character? This bamboo memory guts card is also very good because it gives you this increases your speed if you're in the back. So this basically allows you to do what Mejiro Dober will do with her ability as well. Well, the summer Dober can do. So, I might do a Palmer Summer Mejiro Dober and then Mejiro Ryan team of Team Mejiro once again. Call me what you will. I like the Mejiro family, so I'd be more than happy to do this. But there are other possibilities to do this, and people have already come up with tier lists and stuff, so you can actually look at that. I'm not going to make a tier list, but if you're a runner, if you like runners, Smart Falcon, Valentine Bourbon, that will be the best bet. If you're a leader, Taiki Shuttle, Nishino Flower, Wedding Fine Motion, these three are probably your best bet. Taiki Shuttle's inherited unique skill won't work But from what I understand, Nishino Flower's inherited skill will probably work. And I don't know anything about wedding fine motion. I don't have her, so like uh, like I have these characters, but then there's a whole bunch of characters I don't have, and fine motion, whether in the regular version or the wedding version, is one character I don't have. So there you go. If you're a betweener, if you can actually put in Daichi Ruby, then I think almost any betweener can compete. You basically throw in the Ryan, uh, you throw in the Ryan, Mejiro Ryan's unique skill as an inherit. That becomes a trigger, and then the Ruby skill basically propels you forward. And the same thing can happen with chasers. And for chasers, once again, Christmas Ogre Cap is going to be very effective, from what I understand, because apparently, if you do a chaser, there's a downhill component right around the acceleration point. So if you do a gold ship skill of this, going downhill, you want to get this one there. This would be your third skill that basically acts like 3-7 in the previous 2000 meter. It procs right at the right moment. It accelerates Christmas Ogre Cap. And then, if you also happen to have Daichi Ruby, then, that will push Ogre Cap real fast, real forward. Holy cow. I did not think that I would see Chris's looking cap once more time, but there you go. Such is life. Who knew? So yeah, if you're doing chaser, then you want this. It's a mile, so you probably want the skill that you probably want the uh, you want a chaser skill. They'll proc early somehow. So I don't know which chaser skill that would be. Um, like one possibility is Kegan, which I think is here. This skill here. This skill pops towards the beginning. Then you get something that'll pop in the middle. So like corner recovery, and then you have the gold ships, downhill recovery, and then pop Chris's Ogre will fly. Another possible character is Narita Taishin, I think. Narita Taishin is a possible character because of her uh, gold skill, the old version of it. This skill here, Imminent Shadow. This would excite her fast, but this happens after the best moment, so it happens a little bit later. So it's not going to be as good. So but yeah, even if this doesn't work out, if you're a chaser, you basically do what a betweener can do. So you throw in what's her name, Mr. CB. You hope that your betweener, your chaser goes past the betweeners and is number 6, and then the Mejiro Ryan skill pops, and then that triggers the Ruby skill, and then boom, you're off. So anybody in the back now has a chance if you're willing to put in Daichi Ruby. I don't know how you would actually do it. Yeah, my guess is it will probably be something like 3 speed, 2 intelligence, and Daichi Ruby, and you effectively ignore Daichi Ruby except for the summers where you just click on her if she's lighting up in the summer. But aside from that, you more or less just ignore her, and you just do a speed intelligence thing. This is if you're doing Grand Live. Um, that would be my guess. It's kind of sad. Anyway, if you happen to have Fine Motion, like I do not have even a single copy of Fine Motion, the intelligence support card, but if you happen to have the intelligence support card of Fine Motion, she would be the perfect support card because she actually has Autumn Girl and she has Right Turn. So she would accelerate you. She will make you go faster from those 2 green skills, and that would be quite useful to have. So that's it for now. Um, you know, it all depends on what kind of support cards you have. It all depends on what kind of characters you have. But almost everybody's got Mejiro Ryan, so you know, uh, they've got and you know, they've got a chance there. And you may not have the other characters that some other people have, but you know, because of the Daiichi Ruby card, all you have to do is just borrow that card, and then that will give a shot to all your, you know, all the characters that run in the back. So that would be, oh, Vodka will be very good because she has this. But yeah, Grass Thunder has this, so Grass Thunder would be good. It's gonna be tough for L. El Condor Pasa can do this, but it's gonna be tough for her. Narita Bryan will probably also be very good. My guess. They can't. Well, I mean, I think Tama can run the mile E. Uh, oh yeah, Sakura Bakushingo. I completely forgot about that. So as a you can actually throw in Nishino Flower's skill on top of her and then run her as a leader. Or you can throw in Seiyun Sky skill and run her as a runner. Um, Mile C, I don't know that much connect does Mile C. Nice Nature skill is all debuffs, and I don't think the debuffs are going to work that well for a mile. Oh yeah, and King Halo skill is very good. So you know, these characters that everybody's got, you know, everybody's got a pretty good chance. So this is actually a much better championship meeting than the previous one, where it was dirt. The number of characters that could run dirt is really, really low. So I have higher hopes for this one. Let's hope people do well, and I'll see you guys around. Take it easy.